The two ordinary hosts of this podcast are not professionals on parapsychology, extraterrestrials, cryptozoology, nor would they describe themselves as religious or prone to superstition. They'd also like to make it known that this show is not intended for children or those with sensitive sensibilities. Please listen at your own discretion. And remember, the truth is often anecdotal.
Hello, listeners. I am Mr. R.
And I'm Mr. X.
A Paranormal Dudes.
Reading paranormal stories.
Mr. X, how do you feel about states that begin with P?
Oh, you mean... I guess Pennsylvania's the only one.
I was gonna say, like, I can't think of another one.
Yeah, no, I think it's just Pennsylvania. I think Pennsylvania's all right. It's where The Office takes place. It's where we spent a little bit of time in Philadelphia, and you also in Pittsburgh.
Yes. As far as like the entire state goes, good stuff. Good stuff happening, mostly on the East Coast. The East Coast, the east side of the state. There's water on that side. I guess very technically there's also water in the far northwest of the state as well.
Oh yeah, Erie. Yeah, I've been through Erie too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. It looks like a dump, but I'm sure it's nice. I drove through there once to go to my dad's wedding in New York. It was cheaper and more convenient to fly into Ohio and drive to Rochester, New York, than it was to fly just straight to Rochester, New York, because there was no straight flights. And I drove through Erie, and then for a year straight, on all the podcasts I listened to, I would get ads for a monster truck show in Erie.
Oh, weird.
I was like, what the hell? Yeah.
You should have gone.
Oh, yeah, I should have booked another ticket to Cleveland and then drove to Erie, which is like right there.
Speaking of monster trucks.
Ooh, we got some monster stories this week.
Well, we could. I actually don't know that. I was going to say that monster trucks are scary, but what else is scary is the state of Pennsylvania, which is what we're talking about, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah. I hear a lot of spooky things about Pennsylvania. I mean, there's a whole fucking city called Erie.
Yeah.
Named after the lake, but...
You may as well have a town called, like, Ghostville.
I think there is a town in Pennsylvania called Ghostville.
Hold on, Pennsylvania. Oh, wait. Oh my God, how do you spell this? Pennsylvania. There it is. Strange town names.
See, I think it was difficult to find stories based in Pennsylvania because nobody knows how to spell it. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's true. I had to spell it wrong a few times just to find a good story.
Yeah. I was doing specifically city names just to try to find something. So
none of these are necessarily ghost related, but I'm gonna quick fire some of these for you, okay?
Oh yeah.
Town names in Pennsylvania. Here we go. Intercourse, Blue Ball, Bird in Hand, Climax, Buttstown, 40 Fort, Pillow, Mars, Moon, 84.
Hey, don't forget about Bethlehem.
Right, Bethlehem.
Which we've driven through a couple times. So.
Man, I want to go to Buttstown.
Yeah, you think they lean into that?
It would really depend. Their sports mascot would have to be either caked up or exclusively two butt cheeks.
I'd be fine with either, honestly.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that it's the high school team, but...
Yeah. Oh, that's probably... Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking, like, unless it's not a butt as a noun, but a butt as a verb, and it's a ram, because ram's butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The head butt.
Anyway.
Okay. Yeah, we have quite the variety this week within stories. Let's just hop into it and see what your first one has to offer.
So this first one's obviously quite short. I'm saying obviously to you, not to the listener, but hey, listener, by the way, this my first story is quite short. This was posted in r/abductions 2 years ago. It is titled, "I think I might have been abducted."
Ooh.
I remember when I was around 11 that I was in a car with my parents. Along with my parents. We went through the Allegheny Forest in Pennsylvania and drove for a while to where there was a sign that said we were in Brookville. The next thing we know is that we're in the Allegheny Forest again. There was no possible way that we went through circles, since the forest was pretty far away from Brookville and we were in the middle of an asphalt road, unlike the forest, which was a dirt road. We were all utterly confused on what had just happened, which, wouldn't anybody? I swear on my life that this is true, and I might not have much proof besides my parents, but it is actually true. No imagination, no fiction, reality.
You can't argue with that.
No, irrefutable. I really wish the end of this post had ended with I'm not crazy, I am also sane.
When I was around 11, we don't know how old this person is.
No, it was posted 2 years ago. Oh, I guess, no, you're right, that we don't have any any indication as to how old they are now.
I mean, hell, when I was younger than that, I must have been 7 or so. My family drove up to New York for a Christmas that year, right? And we were living in Florida at the time. We drove up to New York for Christmas. And unfortunately, it didn't snow while we were in New York, but we stopped somewhere in Pennsylvania. I don't know where, but it had snowed. I stepped outside to go use the bathroom at the little truck stop that we were at, and it was the coldest I've ever felt in my entire life. And you know what? Maybe that place was just filled with ghosts. You know?
Maybe so.
That's not my imagination. It's not fiction. It's reality. I was cold. Okay.
What if you've given me a fun little fiction here? What if ghosts migrate, and the only reason it gets cold in certain towns, like in certain parts of the year, is because ghosts are traveling in mass? Yeah, like when people say we have a cold front coming through, that's because there's a herd of ghosts walking through your town.
Yeah, when you look at the Doppler radar on your weather app, it's the blue smudges that say, cold. It's ghost.
Exactly.
It's not a cold front or rain or nothing. No, that's ghost.
Rain is
ghost be migrating.
Rain is ghost pee.
Ooh.
Yeah, they fly up really high.
Yeah.
And they piddle down upon us.
Yeah, wherever it rains, they're just taking a bathroom break. Yeah, they all got to go at once.
That's why people run when it's raining.
So,
not because they're getting wet, because it's pee-pee. Anyway, so we have a few comments here. Actually, let's not talk about the comments. Let's talk about the story.
Well, yeah. So, okay, not a whole lot of detail here, right? I mean, the story is literally they drove out of the forest. Next thing you know, they were back in the forest, right? It doesn't say anything about missing time, right? All it says is that the next thing he knew, he was back in the forest. Like the road just switched back from being asphalt to dirt. They could have possibly just gotten lost, right? They could have just driven in a circle. If he was 11, who knows how long ago this was? 2 years ago was, 2024? GPS wasn't really on GPS on your phone, so everybody having access to GPS wasn't available until 2013, I think. So
I see what you're saying.
This could just be a time before GPS. Yeah. Like most phones didn't really have maps that were capable of doing GPS until around 2012 or 2013. So this could just be a time back before then where they're having to use the atlas or whatever. What are those called? A map atlas or whatever.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's get into the comments. This first one here had quite a few responses that hopefully explain a little bit more.
Sure.
So.
I will say, in the story, there's a moment that says, we drove for a while to where there was a sign that said we were in Brookville. What if it was just a sign that was suggesting you're going toward Brookville? and maybe you're all misremembering.
Yeah, like one of those ones that says like this many miles until you reach your destination or whatever. Yeah, I could see. I mean, an 11-year-old, he wouldn't know what that means.
Absolutely.
Right?
And if, I mean, and I don't know. There's always like, were you stopped whenever you came back and you were like, oh, we're back in the forest, or were you still driving, or did you fall asleep because you were 11?
Yeah. You're just a kid in the back. You're not necessarily paying attention every second that you're on the road, right?
Right.
Plenty of explanations for this.
Right. I did look it up. Brookville to Allegheny National Forest is about a 35 to 40 minute drive.
Okay. Is Brookville still in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, Brookville, Pennsylvania, yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so comment number 1 says, thank you for sharing. Did you or your parents ever speak with each other about this event? And the OP responds with, yes. We've had a discussion about it, and the only explanation we could use was an alien abduction. That's the only excuse. It's the only one. It was an alien abduction, since we all felt a bit off after that experience. I feel smarter and faster at things than usual now, and I can remote view. And I've gotten taller since then, and some hair has grown in certain places on my body. Sorry, it doesn't say that. And now I can remote view. Don't know if my parents have anything like that, but we all know what? But
all we know
is that we might have had transplants in us. Oh boy.
What was transplanted?
Yeah.
Okay.
In what way? Like a smart device? Like a higher, I don't know, something to boost your intelligence. The original comment or responses and says, how do you and your parents now feel about what happened to you? How long ago was it, if I may ask?
Okay. Before we continue.
Yeah.
So this person, right? He was asked, have you guys ever talked about this? Yeah, they talked about it, right? He feels smarter now and faster. And as you were joking, clearly he just grew up, right?
Yeah.
But that, he says now, right? That's now. You're an adult now. We're assuming. How did you feel immediately after the thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Important.
No
question.
clue. He doesn't elaborate because this next comment is pretty stupid.
Okay, so the question was, how do you and your parents feel about it now? How long ago was it? And the OP responds with, my parents are proud of me for how my brain has. Huh? Okay. Sorry. Okay. So I want to read this a certain way, but I can't stop smiling. Okay.
Hey, remember, we're technically in Appalachia, so it's
okay. It
a
says
certain breed.
my parents are proud of me for how my brain has developed such skills, but they were also a little worried since it was from supposed aliens. This event happened about 9 years ago, for your question. Holy shit. Okay, so 9 years ago, posted 2 years ago, makes it 11 years ago. This person is 22 at the time of writing, or the time of now?
So 9 to 11, yeah, they would have been 22 when they posted this story.
Yeah.
So
very good.
Okay.
Oh man.
All right.
How could that's so out of pocket? Like how left field of like cuz the rest of their writing doesn't showcase this way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's so wild. The original commenter then again responds to, this is understandable. Thank you for sharing your story. I remember a series of books called The Allies of Humanity that spoke of enhancements and remote viewing and such. But that is all the comments we have for that little thread. Comment number.
Yeah. The OP did respond to that, but all he said was like, "Thanks for the book recommendation."
Oh, okay.
I don't think he read the book.
No, probably not. Comment number 2 says, "Did you experience lost time? Have you had any memories surface over the years? Or have you felt a sense of familiarity with other people's abduction experiences? And the OP responds, and I'm going to adopt the same attitude. I do actually have a familiarity with one abduction. This one famous abduction where this one couple was driving down a road and they saw when they passed out, but woke up back in the car with it still driving. It isn't exact, but it is kind of similar to my abduction. I would like to know which abduction he's referring to.
I think I vaguely know what abduction he's talking about. I don't know. I don't remember the people's names or whatever, but I think it was a couple who were driving. They saw a UFO, right? And then they blacked out, and when they came back to, they were still driving, but I think it was like a time loop. So they were driving at the point before they remember seeing the UFO. I wouldn't even know what to Google to find that story. But
well, we could do an episode exclusively on just like famous historical abduction stories, but the first reported one was Betty and Barney Hill, if you're familiar with them.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like this story because they went into like regressive therapy to see if like they could dig out more memories of it, and they remember stopping. Right, there was a moment where Barney even had to get out of his car with a gun because he was worried about it.
Yeah, they also, I'm pretty sure in that story, saw little men in like a window looking down at them.
Yes. Okay. Anyway. Comment number 3. Here you go. This comment's for X. Mr. X here says, sounds like a glitch in the Matrix. And that has no punctuation, no period,
nope.
Nothing.
And no response from the OP.
No, I think the OP got scared of that comment.
I think the OP wants it to be aliens, and because clearly they're not accepting any other reality other than that they were abducted by aliens. So.
Well, just like the people in the car that got another chance to see the Allegheny Forest, we offer to you now a chance to listen to an ad. Was that good?
Yeah. Well, that was a short story. Not too much to the comments on that last one for the supposed alien abduction. My next one goes in a different direction. From the Paranormal Encounters subreddit posted 6 years ago. This one's titled, I think I let something in my friend's house.
Uh-oh.
Now this one, if you notice, if you scroll down with me, is almost 3 pages long.
Holy shit.
It's one solid paragraph. So
Yuck.
I've not read the whole thing, but it starts with, hello, I am 16 and I live in Pennsylvania. I've always gone back and forth if I believe in the paranormal or not. Okay. I've always wanted to because my dad died. I think that's supposed to say dad died.
No, that's so sad.
Yeah, of suicide when I was around 1 month old, and I always wanted to believe he was watching. But a few years ago, I 100% believe, I don't know if I believe in God, but I believe we have a soul and death is not the end. It started with a Ouija board. Things started to happen, but the worst was last summer. I slept over a friend's house because we were going to the beach the next morning for about a week, and our plan was to stay up all night and play PS4 and just do dumb stuff. But around 2 a.m, my friend pulled out the Ouija board we used to play with. The punctuation is like a little erratic.
Yeah,
so sometimes you could tell when a sentence is supposed to end. Sometimes you can't. There's also, after every period, no capitalization. If you haven't noticed.
Writing in a hurry.
And he asked if I wanted to play it, and I said sure, even though I felt really on edge because at that point I believed in spirits and all that. But we went down to his basement because that's where we hang out. I lost my place. Okay, that's where we hang out most of the time, even though it's a dark, creepy place. It's fun. But we were playing the Ouija board for about 30 minutes. Nothing was happening at this point, and me and my friend were just talking. But we still had our fingers on the board, and out of nowhere, it moved quickly to the left. And so we got excited and asked if anyone was there, and it moved to yes. But I thought it was my friend, and he thought it was me. So even though I'm pretty sure it's a rule not to take your fingers off, we counted to 3 and lifted our hands. And the thing, I forgot what it's called. A planchette.
A planchette.
Started to spin slowly, and we slammed our hands back down on it, and we asked who it said Balaam, I think. I can't really remember too well. God, he starts a lot of sentences with but it was close to that. And we started to ask questions, and I asked, is heaven real? And it said no. And I know that demons try to convince us that heaven isn't real. So I started to sweat a little and got a little scared. But what made me and my friend freak out is when we said, who are you really? And it went to Zaz. I think that's supposed to say Zuzu.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It went to Z-O-Z before I picked the thing up and threw it across the room because I'm pretty sure it was going to say a name. Okay. Which if you play Ouija at all, you will know what the name is. And we tried to light it on fire, but only burnt half of it until we got scared we were going to cause a fire. So we just started to walk upstairs, and we're talking about it when all the power in his house went out. And when I tell you we screamed, we fucking screamed. And I ran to his room, and his mom got up, yelled at us because she believed we were just messing around and broke something because all the neighbors still had power. But when we was checking, we were in his room in the dark. I was sitting on the floor, and we was sitting on his bed, and we both saw something. Okay. So I have
time
to
to
pause for a
breathe.
second to catch my breath. Yeah. It had to be 6 feet tall, standing. Okay, they saw something. It had to be 6 feet tall, standing outside his door. Keep in mind, he only lives with his mom, and she's like 5'4". And at this point, me and my friend look at each other because it's dark there. Sorry. Because you know how if it's dark there is some light so you can still kind of see, and we just sat there looking at it when it just disappeared. And then his mom came to us and said, why are you guys fucking running up and down the stairs? And we knew it wasn't us, and we told her everything, and she believes in all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, okay, close the door, lock it, get to sleep, I'll wake you up soon. Okay. Mom's got a plan.
Yeah, mom's on it. She pulls out a shotgun.
And she's like, go to bed. And we tried, but we couldn't. So we get bored. We take a walk around his block. But when we stepped off his yard, we saw his power go back on. And we ran out We ran our asses inside, went to his room, put on YouTube, and locked the door.
What?
And we were supposed to leave around 11 a.m., but his mom came in at around 8:30 a.m. and said she doesn't feel right and we have to go. So we packed up and went to the beach, and until this day, we still hear banging and crashing sounds from his basement and his attic, because that's a whole other encounter if you guys want me to tell you that another time. But if anyone can tell me how to get whatever in his house out, please let me know. Okay, well, that was a mouthful. Holy hell.
Now, that was how long ago? 6 years ago?
Yes, this person is now 22 as well.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Bunch of 22-year-olds.
I wonder how much he's grown. I'm assuming a he because their friend was a he and they were 16.
Sure.
Okay, what do you think? You think this was Zuzu? You think Zuzu's in this kid's house?
So we've had a Ouija board episode, so we've talked about them before. I can't tell you the validity of and the power of actual like spirit boards, talking boards, to invite something beyond to have a conversation with. However, if you do summon, what do you say, Balaam, and the planchette does nothing but spin around like a fidget spinner, I'm not sure you're talking with a malevolent spirit or demon. in any case. As far as lighting it on fire, I think that might have been your mistake.
Yeah.
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 Did you say goodbye before setting it on fire?
Nope.
Is this the
seem
second
like
episode we've talked about saying goodbye?
Yeah.
Weird.
We did it in the seance episode last week. Well, let's get into the comments here, see what commenters have to say. This first one here says, demand it leave. Imagine you getting a bright light force full of love.
Oh.
Declare that this is the only place for love and light. Then say you banish all that is not full of love and light. To which the OP just says, okay, I'll try that. Thank you.
Okay, we'll try that.
Typical teen response, I think.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What is scarier, attics or basements?
Basements, I think.
Okay.
I haven't experienced too many attics, and a lot of the ones that I have experienced, you can't even stand in them because they're so tight. They're such tight spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Been in plenty of creepy basements, so
yeah. So actually, you know what? This is funny. When I lived in Pittsburgh, we had a basement that was that's where our washer and dryer were, and
yeah,
it was It not only was it not finished, it didn't have walls. So.
So was it like dirt along
It was stone. It was like rock and dirt that had been, and I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound crazy, but it's literally what it is. Rock, stone, like dirt, side of a mountain that had been painted. And the creepiest part about that basement, obviously, aside from the cave-like atmosphere, was there was a lock on the outside of the basement door. So me and my roommates were
so you
like,
can lock stuff in there.
What the fuck are we keeping down there? Like, what do you mean there's a lock on the outside?
I just watched a movie. I won't say the name of the movie because this is kind of a spoiler.
Okay.
But I just watched a movie where there's like a witch in a basement of like a large building, and it was genuinely pretty creepy part of that movie.
Oh, wicked.
When you finally see it. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, exactly. So what our house in Colorado Springs technically had like a little basement area because the entire bottom floor was a basement technically. But there was just one room, which is where we kept our washer and dryer, that was unfinished. It was just I mean, there was no AC, so none of the house was insulated. But yeah, just stone walls and a little window that anybody could climb in through. And your room was like right next to it.
Yeah, right next to it.
But if you look at the second comment here, and you notice the font, that's exactly how it copied from Reddit, because for some reason
weird. Why?
the text was so much larger on Reddit. The text was just bigger in this comment. I don't know why. But it says, sounds like you're getting what you deserve for messaging shit you don't understand.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And the OP does respond to that with, well, I know a lot about it, but yes, at the time I was dumb about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Is this a different person responding?
Yes, this is just a different person who wanted to scold this original commenter on here. They said, that's a terrible thing to say to OP. He and his friend were curious kids. After all, Ouija boards are marketed as a game/toy. It's because they are. Mm-hmm. Most people, especially kids, don't understand the dangers of using a Ouija board. I'm not saying that I really even think they released a demon into the home, but nobody deserves to be plagued by a demon.
No.
Which is pure evil. Okay. All right. I want to know what this guy's going through, though. Like, it sounds like you get what you deserve for messing with shit you don't understand.
I mean, it does seem like plenty of these people are experiencing some form of like active trauma. I really like how defensive that response to the OP was.
Yeah. If you go onto the OP's Reddit account, they do a lot of art, and it's very typical disturbing teenager art. You know,
I was like that was me.
What were those ghost? I think those ghost story books that were
scary
for
stories
kids.
to tell in the dark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very reminiscent of that. Yeah. So.
Can I say, just on the record, hey, those were too fucking scary. The front, the cover of the book was scary. The stories themselves were like open for interpretation because it's up to me, it's up to my mind to come up with spooky things. But the lady in the red room, fuck that turnip looking bitch. I hated that shit. That was so scary.
I don't remember any of those stories. I do remember one time in elementary school, they did a reading of a few of those stories.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was just completely unfamiliar. And I don't remember if it's that book that has the prom date with the handkerchief around her neck or whatever.
Oh, maybe?
Yeah. But that's the only thing I remember even vaguely in relation to that. And yeah, I was a pretty scaredy cat kid right up until I realized how goofy horror movies, like old school horror movies, were.
Sure.
And then just whatever. You just sent something in the chat.
It's the cover.
Oh yes, yeah, that cover is fucking terrifying.
That's the front of the
market
book.
That to kids. It's like a decomposing clown head smoking a corn pipe in a creepy field.
I've never questioned the pipe. That's wild. I've never noticed that because like one half is the tree. Like there's like a very a creepy shack house and a yard that leads into like a cemetery. But between the two, there is a tree that one side is the tree and the other side is this really scary skull face. And yes, it is smoking a corn cob pipe, which I've never questioned.
Yeah. It must be related to one of the stories.
Oh, maybe.
But, okay, last comment on here is just someone saying, Pennsylvania native here. Where in PA are you? Harrisburg area for me. Shit is wild. Or shit is always wild. To which the OP does respond here. I live near Chester, PA. It's like a 30 minutes away from Philadelphia. Okay.
Shout out to anyone living in Harrisburg or Chester.
Yeah. And shout out to Trey in Philadelphia.
Yo, Trey.
Love you, bro. Okay.
I'm playing a D&D campaign with him currently.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's awesome.
I'm DMing 3 other dungeon masters.
Oh.
Ash,
that must
Ethan,
be
and
terrifying.
Trey. Oh my god, it is. It really is. They know the game so well.
Yeah. I mean, I really enjoyed your Endeavorshire thing, so I'm sure it's fun.
God, I want to get back into Endeavorshire so bad. Anyway, well, yeah. Check out the Dirty 22. I guess we should do an ad break?
Yeah, we'll do a quick ad break.
Okay.
So that last story ended with the OP revealing that they're from Chester, Pennsylvania, and your next story here is related.
Oh, look at that! How fun!
Yeah.
So this was posted into r/Cryptids as of 2 years ago. The title is "The Dorland Devil, Chester County, Pennsylvania." That's so funny. I didn't plan that.
Yeah, I didn't either. So.
I don't know if this is pronounced Dorlan or Dorlan, or maybe it's like a Scottish word and it's actually pronounced like
DeLorean or something.
Devron or something. But yeah, the Dorland Devil. I chose it because it seems like a fun little cryptid that I've never heard of. So
yeah.
It reads thusly. I felt like coming to Reddit about something my friend and I experienced back in 2018. This occurred while we were driving on Lower Pine Creek Road in Chester County, Pennsylvania. I had not and have not had another experience like this. This winding, unlit road is surrounded by dense woods on both sides. It is a residential road, but the houses are sparse. As it was nighttime when this occurred, all we could see was what was illuminated ahead of us by the headlights of my friend's car. As we drove along, something moved across the road, emerging from the woods on our right and disappearing into the woods again on the other side of the street. It crossed just in front of the car, within range of the headlights. The reason I say moved is because the actual motion it made is difficult to describe. It was somewhere between a run and a leap, but it wasn't quite either. Bounding is the best single word I have been able to use to capture it. This all happened very quickly, as the thing moved with an alarming speed. At first, I thought a deer had run across the road, but quickly ruled that out. We both sat in... Well, why? Why'd you rule that out? Okay, anyway. Because it was reptilian and I was covered in scales. We both sat in silence for a few seconds, processing what we just witnessed. To avoid influencing my friend, I asked him what he saw, and he described it just as I recalled it. Here are the major details I remember. I knew it was not a deer. Oh, here we go. I knew it was not a deer because it stood on two legs, which were muscular, like a human's, but were hooved. The rest of its body was also lean and heavily muscled. It had to have been between 6'5" and 7 feet in height. It was bright red in color, shockingly red like a fire truck. It had a large black mane, horns, and a tail. It had mostly humanoid features and resembled a large ape. Then again,
What?
Wait, huh? None of that resembles an ape.
Okay, this literally just sounds like this person's making it up right now.
Yeah, it was red.
It was dark, and
truck?
at first I thought it was a deer, but it's not a deer. It looked kind of like a man in an ape suit running across the street, but on a horse.
Imagine an ape. Now imagine every detail you can that does not describe an ape.
Imagine Imagine you're high on shrooms, and you see a fire truck drive past you,
and you thought,
and you mistake it for
crazy
something
that
else.
deer was standing up and had horns and a mane. Again, it moved incredibly fast and bounded the width of the road in just a couple, quote, steps. It was probably only within range of the headlights for 3 or so seconds. I'm not prone to believing in the supernatural, and I had never heard of anything like this, so my initial reaction was to try to figure out what we really saw. However, what really pushed me to accept what we saw as reality was this article another friend of mine sent me after recounting the incident to him. The article confirms many of the things we noticed that night. We'll talk about that here in a second. This experience was terrifying when it happened. It has completely changed my beliefs about the supernatural and has opened my mind more to other people's stories of their encounters. Over time, my fear surrounding the incident has mostly subsided, but I no longer go on night hikes in the area. Aside from the article I linked, I have not heard much about this creature, although I suspect it is related to a nearby and more famous creature, the Jersey Devil. I am interested to know if anyone has any information or similar encounters around Chester County.
Okay, all right, so I clicked on this article. My internet, for some reason, is being really slow, so it's taking a minute to load, but it is a very it's just like an HTML site, right?
Oh, I see.
I have to see if maybe the OP might be related to the person who wrote this blog. So.
This was and should we say their name? I don't know if we should say their name.
And well, I mean, this is a fucking thing from 2009. So,
okay.
Andrew D. Gable, and this is of Masks of Messing W. Blogspot.com.
Mysteries of Pennsylvania and Maryland. So I'm gonna read one of the paragraphs from this.
Yeah.
Just because it's the most relevant. The Dorland Devil, as it was known, vanished for a few years before reappearing, to be witnessed by Sidney Ladley, a Downingtown man? Okay. By the way, Sydney is spelled Cydney. The coolest way to spell Sydney. Man,
Australia.
Downingtown man, who was traveling to Milford Mills. Ladley reported that the creature was similar to a, quote, an oversized kangaroo with long black hair and eyes like red saucers. And a passenger in his car confirmed his sighting. Ladley reported that the animal leaped across the road in a single bound and vanished into some marshlands. Like McCandless, who I assume was mentioned earlier in the story, loudly organized a party to search for the beast, but came up empty-handed. The site of Ladley's sightings is now submerged beneath the waters of Marsh Creek Lake. Okay.
That literally just sounds like a kangaroo with overgrown hair.
Have we considered that maybe everyone is just seeing a kangaroo?
Oh, hold on. The next paragraph is just a parenthetical that says, the red eyes are typical feature of Pennsylvania Bigfoot reports, and a high degree of agility is also reported on occasion. The Bigfoot seen at Latrobe in Westmoreland County near Pittsburgh in August of 1973 was reported to take enormous leaps. Okay.
Yeah.
There is one comment on here, and I think this story was the one that only had 2 comments.
Yes.
So here, I'll go ahead and read this guy's comment on this article.
Okay.
He says, in 1984/85, I was 3/4 years old. We lived in an apartment on top of a bar named The Crystal. I saw a bright red creature outside of my parents' bedroom window on the fire escape. I could almost sense when it was there. It came back often. Oh. He's seen it a few times.
Ew.
I remember the sound of its heavy breathing, the bright red color, the way it would turn to face me as I watched. It's back on the fire escape. Oh, God.
No.
The anger expression on its face, like I wasn't supposed to see him there. Then the sudden, lightning fast lunge towards me. It was like a run. However, you couldn't see the legs moving in a running motion, nor could I see wings, but it was like a run/fly sudden jolt. Okay.
This is awful.
Once my head was in the window, I remember screaming for my parents to look because he was right out there and surely about to get me. Up until 3 years ago, I asked my dad if he remembers that, and he said, I do remember you saying you saw something there, but it was never there when we looked, and I remember your fear of the color red. I hope it's no longer haunting the nights of little children in Chester County, causing anxiety and insomnia. Okay, now that comment was from 2019, 10 years after this article. So this man is on a mission to let people know about this
we gotta find
creature
it
that haunted him. I gotta say though, that literally just sounds like trauma.
I was legitimately gonna say like something happened to you at a very young age and you're repressing it somehow and disguising it as this red thing.
Yeah. I mean, plenty of depressing thoughts that you can conjure up for what was happening to that kid. But let's see what the comments on the actual post itself have to say.
Okay, so comment number 1 says, so this might sound weird, but your own description of what you saw makes me think of Krampus. We talked about Krampus on the show before, right? During a Christmas episode, most likely.
Yeah.
Though it's also like some common folkloric depictions of devils from Europe, so it reminds me of that too. And depictions of Krampus were probably influenced by depictions of devils, so it's not surprising that those would be similar. I'm not sure if that will help, but I figured that I'd mention it. No, it didn't help.
And I don't think the OP thought so either because they didn't respond.
No, sorry. When we were driving, I didn't see Krampus run across the street, you dingbat. Plus, Krampus is depicted with 1 hoof and 1 human foot, so no, I don't think that was right.
Well, okay, the Jersey Devil is not described like having human legs, right?
No, it has like, the legs of a goat.
Yeah, they're like scrawny little thin pegs, basically.
Yeah.
This guy's describing like muscular calves, which kangaroos do have. So, comment number 2 here.
Yes.
The OP does respond to. It's a very short comment, and it's something I think the OP even says in his story, but it's the comment to those comments that really got me when I was putting this together. So,
comment number 2 is, sounds like the Jersey Devil, LOL. And the OP responds and says, it does seem to match descriptions I've heard of the Jersey Devil pretty closely. It would be amazing if one single creature is covering such a large radius, but it moved quickly enough that I could buy it as a possibility. I'm not sure if that idea scares me more or less than the possibility that there are more than one of it out there.
Okay, so more than one devil creature, right?
Yes.
that gives you more comfort?
So like, I think the argument is, am I more or less scared of the idea that one Jersey Devil covers the area between, Jersey, right? What were they called? The Pine something or others?
Pine Barrens, yeah.
Yeah, up to Chester County, right?
They're pretty close. I mean, the Jersey Devil was seen in Philadelphia. So,
right. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
What are they talking about? But the Jersey Devil infamously is the baby of a witch, essentially, right?
Right.
So how could there be more than one of it?
Unless that witch got busy some more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the devil himself.
Someone keeps fucking that witch. Okay.
Okay, so this last comment, I need you to get into a character, right?
Okay.
Imagine a crazy cat lady, right? Like literally a crazy woman. So
okay.
do your best to give that off.
If there are more than one, that implies they breed. And if they haven't overpopulated, it means the damn things can be killed, which I do find somewhat comforting.
Okay. Yeah.
Just a random comment.
Like, what? Who invited you?
Yeah, that could have just been its own comment.
Yeah, exactly.
But that, I mean, sure, I guess.
Yeah.
If they're born, they can be killed.
We don't know the gestation cycle of a witch, okay? Maybe it takes 40-something years for her to have another one.
Yeah.
I think the moral of the story is that if you see something bounding across a road, just hit it.
Oh, so I did look up this road, the Lower Pine.
Oh, okay.
It's the Lower Pine Creek Road.
Yeah.
Right. And it is maybe like 4 miles worth of road. Can't really tell on my phone. It doesn't have the little thingy that tells me. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's about like two. No, not even. Maybe like 1.5 miles at most of road that they're driving down. And they said it was like a winding road. It's a little bendy, but it's essentially just a straight road. It looks like it's out in the middle of nowhere. I'm sure you'd run into some creepy ass shit out there, but yeah, I don't know. This story literally just sounded like he was making it up as he went.
Right.
This creature just jumped past, right? As they were moving there, they stop and stare at it.
Well, I mean, if you're watching a creature running and wait, what?
So, okay, the paragraph before says, this all happened very quickly as the thing moved with an alarming speed. At first I thought it was a deer had run across the road, but it quickly ruled that out. We both sat in silence for a few seconds, processing what we witnessed. To avoid influencing my friend, I asked what he saw. Okay, so it was literally a split second. How could you have this much fucking detail, man?
I was burned into the back of their eyelids.
It was 6'5" to 7 feet in height. It was bright red in color, shockingly red, like a fire truck. It had a large black mane, horns, and a tail. There's no fucking way he got that much fucking detail from a split second of seeing it run across the road. Maybe it was a horse.
Oh, yeah, maybe it was a fucked up horse, a really sick horse.
Or maybe some kids were playing a prank, dumped a bunch of fucking red powder on this horse, and it ran across the street. I don't know.
We don't know. The possibilities are endless.
Yeah. Just remember, if they can breed, the damn things can be killed. So hopefully that gives you some comfort. Okay. We'll do one more ad break. We'll move on to our last story.
Okay.
All righty. Our last Pennsylvania-themed story is from the r/ghosts subreddit, posted 14 years ago. It's an old one. I didn't realize it was that old. So
Yeah, wow.
it's titled "Possible Experience I Had at Gettysburg." At Gettysburg Battlefield. Sorry, that's a weird way to write that.
It is.
Now this one's pretty short too. So now this happened when I was still a kid. So a few parts are a little fuzzy, like where I was exactly. But I do remember we were driving through the battlefield at night. It was very dark that night, and since we were the only ones on that road, my mother had her high beams on. She took a very sharp turn, and in front of us, there were these 3 people. They were dressed in airtime clothes, just standing on the side of the road. There was 2 men and a woman. And now, remember, my mom had her high beams on, and they didn't try to even shield their eyes from the brightness. They just stared at us.
Wow.
My mom, thinking that was weird, pulls over. She grabs her flashlight, and I go with her to where they are.
No.
We get there, and no one is there. No evidence that anyone was there. No footprints, no tire tracks, in case they were just rain actors.
Let's just say rain actors.
Reenactors is what they mean.
Yeah.
Not really sure what that was. It was just really weird. I know it wasn't my imagination because everyone else in the car saw them. End of story. Okay, now, isn't there a huge Amish population in Pennsylvania?
Yeah. Yeah, you could find, I think there's a bunch of Mennonites out there as well.
Yeah, you could have just run into some religious weirdos
Yeah,
on the side of the road.
They were impervious to your lights because they don't believe in them.
Yeah. And then they bolted when they saw you guys when they saw 2 crazy people pull over and hop out of their car in the middle of the night.
I would be running too.
Yeah. So, this was... Okay, it's a pretty basic story, right? I'm not even sure if that's how you spell reenactor.
Absolutely not.
Definitely not the way that they wrote it, but now I'm questioning it. Okay, so there were a few separate stories in the comments, but because I figured we might be running long on time, which we are. I just kept it a little brief. So comment number 1 here says, "Why the hell would your mom get out of the car?" To which the OP does respond here, "Because she's stupid."
Oh.
And because she's always trying to get some sort of evidence of ghosts. I went with her because I, too, am stupid.
We are the stupids.
All right, the second comment here is another story. It goes, "More than possible, you saw some spirits. When I was younger, I camped out on the battlefield with my Cub Scout pack, and on one of the nights, I heard a couple of gunshots coming from the direction of the field where Pickett's charge was, I believe. I told my friends about it the next morning, and he said he had heard moaning next to his tent, even though his was the farthest from everyone else's." Sounds like that would be the ideal spot for a ghost.
Yeah.
To pick on somebody. I'm pretty sure where we stayed was a field hospital during the battle. I went back a few years later with my mom, and she kept saying she was seeing stuff when we went out at night. Okay, why are people just going out at night?
Folks, you gotta stay inside. It's the reason we made an inside.
Yeah, it's the reason why we invented light bulbs, so we wouldn't have to go outside at night.
We don't have to be out there. Dawn of man. We walked into caves because we didn't want to be out.
Yeah. I think that was for shelter, but sure, yeah. A few years after that, I went with my dad and stepmom, and both me and my stepmom smelled lavender next to a house that was used as a hospital during the battle. That night, we went to the same house as part of a ghost walk, and the guide said people smell lavender near there because they used it to block the smell when it was a hospital. Note, we smelled it before we knew about that. Creepy stuff there. I want to go back and actually look for ghosts.
Yeah.
Lavender apparently has a very strong smell. I've only ever smelled it once. ever. And it was a huge wall of lavender. Do you know you remember the Tom Thumb on 7th Street in Fort Worth?
Oh my God. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, the backside of that building was covered in lavender.
Yeah.
For some reason.
That place is the reason I know that I can smell natural lavender.
Yeah, and that's the only time I've ever smelled it. And any other time that I'm near lavender, I'm like, okay, I guess it's supposed to smell good. Even like lavender soaps and stuff, I can't really smell it.
No, so. I can't pick up synthesized lavender.
Okay, and then the last story here is an exchange, and I want you to be the original commenter here, okay? But you got to be in character.
Where is it?
It's comment number 3.
I didn't even scroll down fast enough. Okay.
So now this original commenter is from Appalachia, right? We don't know necessarily if they're from this area because they're referring to an ancestor, right? So just think Appalachia,
okay.
And give me your best hick.
You got it. Okay. Am I comment or am I OP?
You're commenter.
Okay.
What do they look like? Describe their appearance. There must have been rumors of my great-great-great-great-grandfather's ghost who fought his best friend while dying in battle.
OP says, they were all pale. The woman had big eyes. The men had small eyes.
That sounds like my grandpappy.
all 3 Caucasian. The woman and one of the men had brown hair, really dark brown hair. The other man had blonde hair. That's really all I remember.
As the brown hair guy
probably was.
I think it was. Yeah.
Was the brown hair guy balding? And did he have a beard?
He had no beard, and I don't think he was balding. Couldn't tell anyways because he was wearing a hat.
Well then, that ain't my grandpappy.
Oh my God, I said grandpappy earlier. That's so good.
Yeah.
Well, then, that ain't my grandpappy. I missed him again. Gosh dang it.
This guy's literally just on Reddit, just typing in Gettysburg.
Maybe.
I gotta see if anybody's seen my granddad.
Yeah.
Well, one of these days they're gonna see him, and I'm gonna call him out for missing all my birthdays.
There's so many greats. This post was 14 years ago. Sure, people can have people be fucking, I guess, but like there are Civil War veterans that died in like the 70s, you know?
Right.
So yeah, that's gonna do it for our stories this week. What do we had? A possible abduction by aliens, a possible demon from a Ouija board, a cryptid, and some Mennonites just hanging out at Gettysburg.
Them in those denim dresses. Yeah. Well, fun times for Pennsylvania. I think that was a really good, a good coverage for a state episode.
Yeah. I don't think. Pennsylvania's a weird fucking place.
It really is, y'all. If you get the chance, stay away from the middle. Go to one end or the other. I would like to say thank you to Dale Spalding and Ender Music for our intro, as well as Sean over at OhThatSean.com for our podcast art. But also, thank you for listening. If you're from Pennsylvania, let us know where you're listening from. Are you in I'm gonna forget Buttstown or Climax or Intercourse. If you're from any of those places, I think it'd be really fun to hear from you. If you have any suggestions for spooky subreddits, websites, or even just a story you'd like us to read from, go ahead and drop those suggestions in the comments, or you could send them to us directly for this show at PONDPOD on Reddit.
Yeah, and if you're enjoying this show, you can do a couple things for us, such as leave a 5-star rating and review or comment on whatever platform you listen on. You can also check out some of the other shows we do, such as Sequel Factory, where we watch a movie and pitch an idea for a sequel that nobody asked for, with our good friend Jet Kuso. You can catch Mr. R, Mr. E on the Dirty 22 for some D&D fun. And we've been a Paranormal Dudes, ever in need of stories to intrigue, perplex, maybe even frighten. So remember, if they breed, the damn things can be killed. Until next time, stay tuned and stay out of Pennsylvania if you don't want to be abducted by aliens encounter demons, a cryptid, or Mennonites.
Don't even think about it.
Yeah. We'll catch you guys next time. Bye, y'all.
Bye.